keep that as far away from the scope as possible. Because that's more for transportation, or if they go through a kind of plasma sterilisation process. But if that cap's accidentally left on whilst and the scope is submerged, either that for cleaning or even during a procedure, it basically opens up all the internal valves of the scope and water will just flush straight in. As mentioned with the video scopes, obviously all the electronics is housed within that control body. So we want to, any water in there will just kill your scope, basically. And obviously it's still important for your fibre scopes, because the last thing you want is any cross-contamination risk, anything like that occurring with a leaking scope. Okay. So one way to know if your scope is leaking and to kind of nip it in the bud as soon as possible. And this is something that will be done down in HSDU, but it's obviously routine practice to also be done following the procedure as a bedside clean. So I'd say one of the most important things to do when you go back to your department is making sure that your team are carrying this out before they're sent down to HSDU. Because we all know how it works, where the scope leaves you guys, goes down to HSDU, they say it's leaking, you say, well, it couldn't have been leaking from our end, must have been your end. They say, no, it must have been your end, and we just go round and round in circles. But doing this after a procedure, keeping a log, keeping a register, gives you the peace of mind that when it's left you, it's completely been fine, there's no leak. And then it also helps us because we know where to train and where to help and where to kind of support to make sure that we're like nipping out any bud, nipping in the bud any issues before they become out of control. Okay. So it will be done manually by connecting it up to the scope, pressurising it up into that blue zone you can see it on the leak tester, and making sure that the pressure doesn't fall over 30 seconds. As soon as that happens, you can send it off and you're all good, peace of mind. So it literally takes 30 seconds, but can save you a fortune in repairs and can also help us identify where any issues have occurred. So just go for the same thing. Yeah, thank you very much, and that's the end of it.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Any questions for Jordan? You will be seeing Jordan and Lawrence in the room, but if there are no pressing questions, I think this is the time for action. We're going to go into the room so that you get a